Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and today we are checking out the Russian Badger's World of Tanks video, HANS SCHTART PANZER. There's no way this isn't going to get weird, but we are going to try to decide if Russian Badger's questionable tactics would actually work in the real world. Let's give it a shot and get into it.
You can't just drive your tank through a village to get
What is this? Why does YouTube have this?
to a good spot to launch your artillery shells at bad guys that are also in another friendly village. That's just...
They got time to complain, they got time to run. 2.2 million don't come down.
Man, that's some parenting 101 right there. You got time to complain, you got time to run. Man, is he taking tactical advice from my dad?
Can leave what you mean. Y'all fucked up, not me, cause y'all left it. I'm just the one doing my job. I'm the messenger here.
That's Chinese nitrous right there.
Welcome back to World of Tanks, the world's most explosive free-to-play where I try to make you laugh with shotgun-based humor.
Goose, bro, get your shotgun. Let me hear.
Okay, wait. All right, so are there real shotgun rounds in tanks? Answer, yes, in fact. What you can do is load a tank shell, right? You can lower the defilade and have special tank shells loaded with flechette type rounds that will send out not a burst of BBs, but in fact a burst of little darts. And they're meant to be anti-personnel. They're not meant to destroy equipment, and they don't have quite the same range. But in, for example, Vietnam, where the engagement distances were very close and tanks would almost never encounter enemy armor, this flechette round allowed them to functionally be like Napoleon era cannon, just in position, literally forcing the enemy to stare down this barrel, and they would fire a spread of flechettes that would suppress or sort of impale the enemy.
The fucking shotgun. No shit, yo, hey, bro, did you invent shotguns? That's crazy. You remember when Goose invented the firearm in 2012?
Shout out to World of Tanks for sponsoring today's video. It is free-to-play, and for first-time users,
God, I
code
really wanna
TANKTASTIC
get
gets
rid
you
of this
7
thing.
premium days, 500 gold, and a T127 premium tank, which
Okay,
is one of
if
the...
anyone in the comments could tell me what the fuck is this stupid banner above my stinking screen, I don't know. I will give you the first person to tell me will get a free coupon code to my YouTube creators course. Link is in the description, and it's great. It's everything I've learned in YouTube over the past 2 years, right? I've gotten over 20 million views really in the last 18 months, and it's because I learned a whole bunch about the algorithm, creating clickable content, and how the algorithm of YouTube thinks, right? I've consolidated all this knowledge into one big course, and best of all, there is a money-back guarantee. So if you finish the course and in 6 months you haven't earned back the course tuition, right, I'll spot you. Unless you can tell me how to get rid of this stupid thing, in which case it's free up front.
the deadliest things
So
to
check it out.
ever come out of the Soviet Union, apart from maybe the AK and the Makarov. Not pretty, but it gets job done. So be sure to check it out.
Okay, one, shout out to him for reloading the AK correctly by coming underneath the magazine with the opposite hand. That's a Chad move. Second, Makarov, not that dangerous because it was designed as like a police pistol. Though maybe it killed a lot of people when the NKVD would use it to fix political dissidents, you know, the re-education machine. What was more dangerous was probably Chernobyl. I would guess I'd say Chernobyl might be more dangerous. But what's interesting about Chernobyl is that people assumed, right, there hasn't been much human experimentation on radiation, but people assumed that Chernobyl releasing huge amounts of radiation and increasing the ambient radiation in basically huge swaths of the continent would create, in decades to come, a significant increase in the rate of cancers. You know what's crazy? It hasn't really happened. There's been a pretty much statistically average amount of cancer in places that have and haven't been exposed to Chernobyl radiation. So it says that maybe the cancer-causing effects of radiation are focused on incredibly high doses or like chronic doses.
out down below.
But again, we don't have a ton of good data because one, not many human beings have been exposed to radiation in a documented, predictable way. Two, it would be really unethical to actually dose people with radiation and see how much they need before they develop cancer. And three, it's just hard to prove why cancers occur. So yes, statistically, in the million people, let's say 10 million people that were in the swath of the Chernobyl radiation, some of them statistically were just going to develop a rare cancer anyway, right? 10 million people, a 1 in a million cancer, 10 cases of that cancer. So the question is, did they develop that rare cancer because of just the statistical anomaly, or was it triggered by the radiation exposure? Again, when you look at populations that weren't exposed, you see about the same rate of rare or exotic cancers.
In case you're new here, we only play with tier 6 or lower because that's where new players start. Jumping straight to tier 10 is a no-go.
Yes, you gotta stick in tier 6 or below, because like sticking you in a tier 10 is like sticking a first-time pilot in an AC-130 instead of a Cessna. Stop thinking 105 millimeter and start thinking like 25 millimeter. That's what we're working with.
We pull up on our little dinky tier 4 Russian tanks, like, oh hey, wow guys, good game. I'm really glad that we get to play World of Tanks together. And then fucking just having a railway being built with the Gustav.
No. He's not building a railway. He's destroying railways. Man, you gotta love that gamer move, right? I'm actually, believe it or not, playing Stellaris for the first time, and I'm playing one game on like the dummy setting, right, where the enemy is just clueless, and I'm like, just to learn the mechanics. And this is how I feel with everything, right? Like, yes, I get it, I didn't know how to build a fleet, but I can like easily create like a galaxy conquering fleet just because my enemies are so incredibly incompetent.
I'm not gonna say the game, but
that's true of every experience, right? StarCraft, you got to play on 0 mode. Remember the third mission of the first StarCraft where you had to defend from the Zerg? And like, once you got some proficiency in the game, you could like build an army that just wiped all the Zerg out of the map, and then the cutscene would play and it was like, we're being overrun by the Zerg. Meanwhile, the Zerg have like one tower in the back corner of the map that's like no threat to you at all.
don't act like you didn't hit the church in that AC-130 mission. I know you did.
Make sure to hit all targets that do not have a flare. Church does not have a flare on it.
Loads 105
Loads the 105. No, Johnson, no. There it goes.
Another thing you should know is that World of Tanks are the most chaotic recording sessions I ever have. Because you're limited to a squad of 3, I've always got buddies doing dumb shit in the background.
I appreciate that this is visually the least, this is like a crime against YouTube to have this long of a time with no other visual change, and yet reminding you that World of Tanks is full of dumb shit, just like the real military, full of dumb shit, is just essential. It's so important that they will not click away.
While they're waiting to play, like dirtbag Dustin laughing like a clown.
Dude, oh my god.
That's how you defuse bombs in Modern Warfare 2.
Perfect example is when I was
Okay, wow, that was indeed laughing like a spooky clown. I'm creeped out.
trying to explain the Neato holiday operation to my buddies. Like, you've got 4 festive snow maidens you can recruit to drive your tanks, a double barrel Object 703 tank you can unlock, and I was rudely interrupted by Heavenly going AFK to fight some kind of toilet demon with a plunger.
Did it spring out of the toilet and like suction to your face?
That shit jumped on me like the fucking Venom symbiote and tried to make me say the N-word. I was like, damn!
See what I mean?
That is a strange trait for a parasite. Though, you know what? There are some parasites that do create behaviors. For example, there's a parasite that infects ants and other insects, and it's a brain parasite that's life cycle is properly done in a bird. So what it'll do is it'll burrow into the it's barely even a brain, it's like the neural cluster of some of these bugs, and will compel them to climb up. There's some evidence that there's actually a bacteria called a toxoplasmosis, and it's transmitted through cats, but it also can be harbored in humans. And there's some evidence that it produces different behaviors and will actually change the types of people that the sufferer finds attractive. It's not gonna like turn you gay, but it'll like make you more or less attracted. Like if you're a straight man, you'll be more attracted to like more feminine faces. There's something going on there. I'd have to look at the research, but it's really creepy that it can have like fundamental alterations in behavior, especially when you think about it on like a population scale.
These videos are super fun to record, super fun to make, but very chaotic, very random. Hard to organize with all this shit going on.
Can we get a...
Is he recording an Atlanta crunk song? Is 2009 called? It wants its musical recording crutch back.
Now every time I hit up World of Tanks, I try to change it up and keep it fresh. So this time around, I was looking for an oddball tank to hit up.
How are you supposed to hit this tank? This is just like ricochet every time.
That's just a fucking doorstop.
It looks like a ram.
Okay, I love the bad guy from Metal Gear Solid 2, right? The Russian dude, and he is whoever this guy is, and he's pissed.
No, they have the Cybertruck.
The Cybertruck. Oh my god. Guys, okay, you've heard this complaint before, but you're getting it again. Listen, Elon Musk, I know you spend a lot of time on the internet and you don't run any of the companies you're supposed to be, and I know this because they're more or less functioning as companies and you're not really functioning as a person. But if you still tolerated me insulting you like this, listen to me. Listen. Americans, people in general, no one wants to look like they're from a 1990s cyberpunk game. I want my vehicles to have a polygon count that's at least higher than a battle mech from Mech Warrior 2 1996 edition, right? If the Cybertruck, I don't want a Cybertruck. I don't want my friends to be like, there's Paul in his Cybertruck. I just want him to be like, there's Paul in his regular truck. And then I go, hey, it's electric, and they go, neat. And I go, look at the trunk in the under the hood. They go, cool. But I just want it to look like a truck, man. All you had to do was make a regular truck with a Tesla engine. That's it. That's all you had to do. You just had to cut out the back seat and put on a bed. And you couldn't do it. You had to turn it into something from Deus Ex. The first Deus Ex, not the new one either. You're killing me.
Just about to say,
Cybertruck
and World of Tanks,
All
bro.
of these are just cyber
Crazy.
But it was a tier 8. That's a little high. So instead, I went with a Panzer 2J, not only because I'm a fan of Germans.
Ugh, uncomfortable.
Oberleutnant Müllers und Oberleutnant Benecke.
Uber Lieutenant. No, it's not. I thought it was Uber Lieutenant, and I was like, nope, it's Uber Lieutenant. Okay.
Look at how angry he is.
Es tut mir leid. Warum bist du so böse auf mich?
What? I only speak democracy, bro.
Hans. Staatspanzer. Not only because I'm a fan of rapid fire turrets.
Guy healed. Oh shit.
I
no.
hit him a bunch.
No,
I hit
I'm
him a
in
bunch.
your
He's low. He's low. He's low. He's low. Almost dead. Yes. We got
But because I'm a fan of German rapid fire turret APCR dispensing tanks, especially after Dirtbag Dustin's recommendation.
Always penetrate crying results. Nice.
Slap all the APCR you can. Armor piercing, composite, rigid. It has higher penetration.
And it has 154 millimeters of penetration.
Jesus. That is a lot of armor, guys. If there's one thing that the math always is, especially in armored warfare, it's a race technologically between weapons and armor. And it's even true now, right? We've seen that most modern militaries field soldiers with ceramic or steel body armor plates. That means that their soldiers can potentially stand up to assault rifle and even sometimes full rifle caliber rounds. As a result, the US military is investing in new types of rounds that pack a bigger punch and can penetrate through that armor. And it's a testament, right? So here's the disturbing thing. is that we see both Ukraine and Russia, their forces are equipped with this level of ballistic protection. China, who is the only other, like the third largest military in the world, their ground forces do not get issued any body armor as standard issue. Any body armor. None. They get no body armor at all. Not bad body armor, not level 2, just none. Which is bananas. Which is a bananas way to field a military, honestly. So when, you know, it makes me wonder if the Russia being exposed as a paper tiger, Russia, a country who very explicitly undertook a massive modernization push, is if China's going to somehow be even worse if they were to enter in a conventional conflict.
Like, look at.
But the point is, these are examples of in tanks that arms race has been going on for the better part of a century, right? As tank armor gets thicker, heavier, and more advanced, and made of more advanced materials, and rounds get more and more potent and able to kill those tanks.
Even armor piercing, like armor piercing already has 108 millimeters. It has 154.
And with all
Like, you got to think, look at how advanced javelin rounds are that go above the tank, explode, and penetrate straight down, bypassing the armor in a lot of the tank's most sensitive places.
these traits tied together.
You also have shaped charges now that will hit, and an initial charge will actually penetrate the armor, and a secondary charge will actually blow through the hole that it's made, right? Creating the shaped sort of charge of penning and exploding inside. So the race never stops.
I knew I was gonna do well, but I had no idea what I was about to experience.
Hallo, ich heiße Rudolf und ich komme aus Stuttgart. Meine Lieblingsfarbe ist rot. Verstehen Sie? Versteht ihr mich? Oh, I do have an autoloader. I'm in an Uzi. The way that I work is I let out a 5-round burst and then I'm boned for about 2.5 seconds and then I'm good again. See that? See that? Come on, hit, yes! Come on, gamer. Let me get a peek. Let me get a peek. Let me get a peek. There you go. Pre-firing in a tank with APCRs. Yeah, great. Actually, I want to do that now. I want to try the pre. All of ricochet. We didn't even scratch them, you fucking idiot. Is this man insane?
Run his face.
Is this man insane? Oh, doubles, I'm so close.
German tanks be like,
I can't hit that dude.
I'm
Oh, he got
fuselage
artillery,
on
that's
track.
perfect. He just got dunked
Mine
on.
check.
I'm pushing him, but I'm kind of slow after my crew got concussed about 5 minutes ago. Oh, bring that in.
Yeah, we've talked about this in other videos. If you're on the CV Combat Veteran React channel, you know we've looked at some Russian tank crews in IRL, just IRL, that have definitely gotten concussed. And you can actually see the tank begins to drive in a really disoriented way. In one video, the tank hit an AT mine, got lifted up and slammed back down on the ground. And because Russian tankers have these incredibly thin helmets, right? Those helmets are not going to stand up to getting your brain box bounced off a bulkhead, that they're almost certainly incredibly disoriented and appear to just start driving forward, which in a minefield, after you've hit a mine, is not what you want to do. You want to drive backward, the same direction where you came from and weren't blown up. And they don't do that. Instead, they start spinning and driving forward, and they hit another mine. So again, it's a simulation, but it's a real thing.
Ass here, boy.
No,
About
they're all
14
huddling
minutes, I'm gonna. This is the end, fellas. This is the end. Wait. I'm reloading. Hold up. Double kill.
Wait.
Wait. Reload, you idiot. Yes.
Wow. Okay. Gotta say, I don't know if you would see that sort of thing in modern tank warfare. I mean, here's the thing. Modern tank warfare, and this isn't a game about modern tanks. Modern tank warfare would not have this close of a combat, right? It's usually because things have gone pretty haywire that the tanks are engaging at this distance, right? If tanks are doing engagements at this distance, it's because it's usually urban warfare and they're engaging targets like insurgents in a building, right? Or dismounted infantry or something. Like we've seen with a lot of even the videos coming out of Ukraine, right? Where engagements are close, but they are not this close. And you usually want standoff distance because what you don't want it to be, you want to make it less easy for the enemy to maneuver on you and easier for you to maneuver on the enemy.
insane. He's
Just
certified.
see what I mean. It's like driving around a tank Uzi. That's all it is. That's all it is. Jesus,
Actually
that's
pulled up on
awesome.
their block and made them bleed.
Damn, the medals on my screen are insane. I got some serious brass after that round, boys.
My screen just says I have an application to fill out for a job somewhere else.
Yeah, destroy 4 or
Okay, I had a NCO who used to keep McDonald's applications in his office to hand them to soldiers who fucked up. Because they would fuck up and he'd be like, the Army may not be the job for you. Here, have this McDonald's application. Now, here's the thing. It was tongue-in-cheek. It usually wasn't because a soldier did something, like, bad. It was usually a soldier that was, like, that they kind of liked, but they still needed to be like, you dumbass, you know? And so those were the soldiers who would get the Burger King applications, you know? Fries go in, fries come out, salt, box. That's it. That's all you have to know to work at McDonald's.
5 enemy vehicles in
Fries
one
in, fries
battle.
out, salt box.
Never gotten that before. Hit enemy vehicles with 10 or more consecutive shots. That is literally the best round of World of Tanks that I have ever had. And I did it in a dinky-ass Panzer 2J, which I should not call that anymore because it's fucking terrifying. Yeah, I know. I didn't know you could ball this hard in a tier
Gas and chocolate are performance-enhancing drugs. If you're OGs from this channel, you know way in the past, I previewed Shaka Cola. Shaka Cola is a caffeine-infused chocolate snack that was originally designed by the German military to issue to troops before they went into a high tempo of operations because the sugar, the fat, and the caffeine would provide them with the calories and the energy boost to surge forth and blitz the enemy. It's actually pretty delicious and it's still sold today, though it obviously doesn't have the association with the badness of the German military. It's just pretty tasty. And frankly, I brought it camping and found it to be pretty good. Not a substitute for your morning coffee, right? There's something about a hot cup of joe that just makes your morning possible, but it's still nice nonetheless.
Tier 3, holy shit. I was desperately trying to figure out why I did that well and was led down a rabbit hole of consumables. I don't know, man. Maybe it was just the high-octane gas and chocolate.
And you need to run chocolate as the premium consumable and 105 octane gas.
Did you say chocolate?
Chocolate?
Now that I've got you right where I want you, I'd like to buy all your chocolate.
Oh yeah, remove speed governor. It's plus 10% to the engine's power, but it causes damage to the engine. Just redline your shit
That's
all
Chinese
day.
nitrous right there. It's fast and it has stupid armor.
Yeah, because I removed my speed governor. That's why. The French have croissants and strong coffee.
Oh my god, he's right. They really do have strong coffee. Listen, you ever had that espresso or that Turkish coffee? That shit packs a punch, dudes.
10% to all crew skills and perks. You can also get the 105 octane gasoline. Imagine you mix those up. Why does my coffee? Wow, this is some strong coffee.
Why does my
almost
coffee
tastes
taste like 105
105
octane gasoline?
This is some serious gourmet shit.
We pour the fucking French
The French would absolutely find gasoline flavor additives to be delicious.
coffee in your engine and it works better.
Can I get a large Coke?
While we were doing that, just when I thought the Panzer 2J couldn't get any better, I saw something I could never
Do
unsee.
you see the skeptical face that I do?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I keep waiting to see some sort of tactics from RussianBadger, and as far as I can tell, the only tactic is like making sure your crew's morale is high by giving them coffee and making them sniff gas. So, I guess that's a good policy.
With the fucking viewports.
Zoom in on the front and be slightly off, like maybe 15 degrees off to one side or the other. Do you see the skeptical looking boat face?
The ugliest fucking thing I've ever seen.
You know, man, I don't really know about this plan, man. I don't even know if I'm on board here.
I don't trust that.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was.
I don't know. This, I don't know.
I love how they're like, yes, that's what skepticism is. Yes, you've identified skepticism. This is also very realistic. A tank crew will absolutely give you this look.
Oh no, I trust it.
And because I got tired of waiting for Skulker and Ekash to pick a tank and ready up, I queued for one last game by myself in the Panzer 2J with Heavenly and Jello in the background teasing anybody that wasn't running the 2J as if they were some kind of intellectual inferiors.
Follow them at Who Gives a Shit. You're not here for them, they're here for me. Don't care.
Fuck out my DM.
Didn't ask, plus your elite preferred species.
You ain't funny.
Your elite preferred species? Is that like a credit card rewards tier?
Wait. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Oh, in Halo Reach, they prefer elites, dude.
So when you play like multiplayer, you can either be a Spartan or an elite. And if you play as elite, you're actually like a brain
You can
dead.
literally just shut people down in Reach by calling them okay elite preferred species.
Yeah, where's that fucking... Yo, hold
Wow,
on.
that's a slur based on somebody's loadout. That's so
Right
mean.
here in general, bro. We got you.
Shut the fuck up, elite preferred.
It's like...
That's so funny. Yeah, well, that's true, man. Listen, Team Fortress 2, that's all I have to say. You are judged incredibly based on the class. Now, there's not like tiers necessarily of class, but you definitely think something about players who are like scout mains or sniper mains.
It's like a...
And a final reminder that everything is better with buddies. Doesn't matter if they're half asleep, doesn't matter if they're violently shitposting in the background. World of Tanks is...
How do you violently shit? You know what? Actually, never mind. Don't tell me. I don't want to know how you violently shitpost.
best enjoyed in a squad. Buddies alongside you is a true fun multiple.
But he's got this, he says this, but there's a skeptical face right there. You can't put that skeptical face right there and then tell me that friendship is friendship, the real war is the friends we made along the way.
All right, we're all your biggest fans.
Yeah, dude, we stand. But if you send me that fucking U2 of yourself, I'm gonna burn it. If you should send me one, I'll take a video of me hitting it with a fucking 9-iron and just sending it across.
No,
Ouch.
I'll send you one. I just need a video
Just to
of you
crush
hitting
it.
it with an 870 Express. That's what I need.
I was about to say, I'll fucking.
I have one of the bases.
I'm not gonna just browse Doge memes while I'm launching 100.
No, it's very important. Very important.
No, this is an avant-garde Doge meme. Please trust me.
This is pre-Dogecoin, man. This is years ago. I mean, I don't, was it pre-Dogecoin? When did this come out? This is important historiography. 2019. All right, was Doge big? I think Doge was still big in 2019, right? Because Dogecoin had been out for like 2 years when it popped in 2020.
It's very avant-garde.
Anyway, listen, I'm here to tell you guys, when Dogecoin is going to the moon for no technical reason, that's when you know it's just a scam. It's just, we need to crash this economy with no survivors. Damn.
Theo, oh my god.
That's dark.
Jesus. What layer of irony are we on? But
Jesus.
I'm here for it. I am totally here for it.
I can only access this kind of Doge memes on my deep web burner phone.
Man, this just gets weirder and weirder every time, but I'm strangely okay with it. Thank you so much for watching. I really
First off, shout out to his tactical possum shirt, who has little tactical
Appreciate your time.
possum babies,
Attention, one final thank you to
also
Wargaming
with
or
night
War-
vision goggles. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. Which, by the way, I know this isn't really news of any kind. I saw a possum with a baby in my yard, and man, she did not care that I was threatening her with a shovel. I have chickens. I don't want the possums near my chickens, right? But here's the thing. They won't really eat a chicken if they can get food from another source, and they'll eat chicken food. So by definition, they weren't a danger. Literally, even the chickens were just like, saw the possum and were just not fazed by it at all, despite it looking like and being a predatory animal. My chickens are usually pretty savvy. They're they hate cats. So they knew that they had some sort of equilibrium with the possum. And yet, and so when I came out there with the shovel, the possum was like, this dude's not going to hit me. I have a baby on my back. And that stupid possum was right. I couldn't bring myself to hurt it. So I tried to be menacing, but it just sort of waddled out of my yard, like not scared at all. So the point is, I'm not very threatening, not even to an animal. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for joining me on this. If you want access to some extra spicy reaction videos, especially to like combat footage that YouTube won't let me do, become a Patreon member. Thanks to our Lieutenant tier patrons. They're the true Chads. All right, see you in the next one.